Hey, so while we stepped away to get ready for this finale, we reached $2,650 for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund. Thank you so much for that. Y'all rounded this number out. Specifically, thank you to Zokubun sending in $37, saying number go burr noise here. Uwu-fi it even. So how do we number go burr? Is that how we're gonna do that? That's how we're gonna do that. And on that note, on that very cursed note, we're going to kick off our finale with a few words from our incredible staff and friends. So I have heard that a tea tree would like to kick us off. Tea?
Thank you so much, JPEG. I could not have asked for a better introduction with the extremely cursed uwuification. Thank you so much to Zokuba and also and all of our amazing donors throughout the day. I plan on being brief. I don't have anything prepared. The obvious things. Thank you to everyone who worked to make this possible, both those you could see and those you couldn't. Amazing people working on socials, working donations. You might hear from some of them, but it takes a village to make this happen. And the really cool part of this marathon in particular is that it really felt like everyone just kind of came to the table in this pretty new organization, this new community, and said, hey, here's what I have to offer. Very much like a barbecue, funny enough. We just kind of all brought things to the table and cooked it up together, and something pretty amazing happened, raising $2,650 for a very worthy charity. For my part, I look and sound and present as someone who would easily pass for cis. When I was first invited to join the community, thank you to Empire Ship and some other friends who knew that about me. I remember seeing people in the chat saying, oh, I didn't even realize he was non-binary. And that's, there are a lot of us out there. You don't necessarily have to look or sound or feel a certain way to be who you are. And I appreciate there are communities out there like this one who recognize that, there are places to belong for those of us who aren't in the binary and maybe don't even know where along that journey they are. The pronouns on this name card are different than they were even a few months ago, and I only came out about 3 years ago at this point. So still taking things day by day, and I very recently started to feel things that feel like the kind of gender euphoria and the that feels, that feels right for me that people describe. So, if you're not at that place in your journey yet, hopefully communities like this one can be supportive for you in that way. And we will be here for many events to come, or so I hope. Who would like to speak next? Hey, I'm sorry. I actually have one thing that was written by one of our members who is not able to get up on the mic, so I want to make sure I do that first. This is from Space Cats United. It says, hi, Space Cats here. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone for coming out for this. I'm so glad to be on the team to help this become such an incredible and caring community. You all are so wonderful and amazing. The runs we saw today were excellent. The hosts were on point. Tech Crew was unstoppable. We couldn't have done this without you all, and I feel so honored to have been part of this with everyone. Less than 3. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Coffees. Also known as Midnight Coffees. I've been here all day in the background. Just learning and experiencing and growing and learning marathon stuff. I am incredibly grateful to this community. Not many people in my day-to-day life, aside from like my best friend and the person I call my older sister, know that like I'm non-binary. I don't have any specific pronouns that I prefer, and I've always been this way. Like, even as a small child, I didn't care if people called me a boy or a girl. Like, it's never been an issue for me. But like when it comes to like telling people, that's a totally different story. And I'm grateful to this community because I've become a little more comfortable telling people, hey, yeah, I don't really care. But yeah, I'm incredibly just grateful to be here. And I want everyone to know that I appreciate each and every single one of you.
I believe I'm next with the talking stick. Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Yay. I'm Empire Ship, also known as MP. I have also been here all along in the background. I do want to thank everybody who has donated. I want to thank Helix specifically for kind of laying the framework for the whole donation process. I also want to thank Coffees for being alongside me, along with the rest of the donations team, just making sure things didn't burst into flames. And I'm so floored by the amount of money that we raised with this inaugural event. The initial goal was $1,000 and we ended up with $2,650, and that could very well still climb by the time we're finished this finale, which I think is just absolutely amazing. I know that it's not easy existing sometimes, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in this world. And I think it's really important for groups like these and support systems like these to be there for you. And I think I could talk about my relationship with gender. I know that everybody here has a very interesting, very unique story to themselves that is absolutely worth hearing and raising a platform to. But I want to issue a challenge to anybody who's watching this who would consider themselves an ally to the non-binary and transgender communities. I want you to seriously sit down with yourself and think about your relationship with gender. And I guarantee you, even if you come out of it thinking that you are like, you come out of it and you're like, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with my identity as somebody who is cisgender, like you will come out with a much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just a much more closer relationship with yourself and empathy for others. And I think that that's really important in this day and age. So it's just really important for me to have an organization like Binary Breakers to lift other people up. This has been an incredible project and growing community to be a part of. I really look forward to the other amazing things that this organization is going to do, because I know it will. So just very cool to be in the background, working on things alongside all of these wonderful, talented people. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I think there's some other folks who want to say lovely words. I think who wanted the talking stick next?
I think we're just going alphabetically by Discord at this point, so that makes me next. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to say that you didn't hear me say earlier or hear one of these other lovely people say, but I just want to shout out like all of y'all, and especially Big for sort of being the start of this whole thing and realizing that there was a need for a community tailored for us and taking the initiative to create that, because it's a lot of work to create and keep up a community of this size, and it is often extremely thankless work, but it's been such a special place to have, and I'm really, really grateful that it exists, and I'm really grateful that there are people putting in that work. And thanks everyone who hung out and watched today and donated to this really cool, unique cause. It's always fun when we can support an organization that is not just like general like good vibes, but I don't know, the specificity is really, really cool. And being able to see like the concrete work that the LGBTQ Freedom Fund does makes it feel really good to be like, you know, we're going to donate a significant amount of money that is going to do direct concrete action and like create change in the world, and that feels really good, because ultimately like we're just hanging out playing video games with our dumb friends all day and somehow that is really good for charity. And I don't know, I feel super lucky that I keep getting to do that. And yeah, thanks everyone for letting me do that. That was pretty rad.
I guess that makes me next in alphabetical order. I did kind of touch on it briefly during my run, but I gotta first say thank you everybody for the support with the implosion of the game. I was mortified and embarrassed, but I'm glad that I was able to have your support and the support of everyone here on staff and other volunteers to, you know, just be like, hey, these things happen, you know, things will explode. We can, you know, we'll do what we can. I still feel terrible that I wasn't able to deliver the incentive that was met and that was raised for it. But thank you all first for that. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Second, I have to thank Big, something fierce, Big and the rest of the admin team here at Binary Breakers. Because if it weren't for the admins we have, Big, Helix, Jay, Kazaki, Limey, Schmumbler, Soulmass, I mean, we wouldn't really have this fantastic community. And a community that allows someone like, you know, myself and a few of the other very mask-presenting non-binary people to exist and thrive. Means the world to me. In a area where mask non-binary people are treated as if we don't exist. Well, really, non-binary people are just treated poorly throughout. You know, mask non-binary people don't exist. Femme non-binary people are just woman light. So to have a space like this where we can just exist and vibe and thrive as who we are means a lot to me. And as somebody whose gender preference is non-gender left beef, it's great to have this spot where I can just hang out with my friends, do some goofy games, and just have a fantastic time. So thank you again so much for everything, Big and the rest of the admin team. And yeah, thank everyone who's here currently, who's been here throughout this marathon, who's donated $2,600, $2,650 for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund to help people avoid and get out of the jail time that they most likely do not deserve is just a wonderful thought. So thank y'all for that. Thanks everyone for being here.
I know y'all heard from me a minute ago, and I promise I'll make this really, really quick. But if anybody in chat is hanging out and you're not already a part of Binary Breakers, but you're watching and you're kind of going through this perspective and feeling this way and going like, well, I would really, really like to join them. And I think I'm feeling some sort of way. I don't know, like, do you think I really belong here? Let me tell you that that is at least partially how I was feeling. Was like, okay, well, can I join? I think I'm gender fluid. Like, can I join? And got told yes. And I'm telling you, as soon as like I got my roles in Binary Breakers, the gender euphoria hit like a freight train. So I want to talk to anybody that is sitting in chat thinking about the fact of like, hey, I don't know, I think I might be there. Please come hang out and see if the space is for you. By questioning, you are doing something amazing, and I want to encourage you to take the leap into a truly welcoming, kind, wonderful, diverse, creative, dedicated community. So if anybody here is having questions, please come join us.
Hey, it's me again. It's Kasaki. I don't really have too much to say that hasn't already been said. But I remember before Binary Breakers existed, talking to Big about the fact that, for the most part, the only spaces for non-binary folks were in femme-presenting spaces. And for, like, as others have said, physically mass-presenting non-binary folks, it can make you feel like you don't belong. But there wasn't just a dedicated space. And I remember Big talking about that. And essentially, the night Big made Binary Breakers, they DM'd me and were like, hey, we were talking about this, come join. And like I was there. This has since become very quickly my favorite server. I check this server all the time. We have so many good people, such an amazing time just hanging out, chatting, BSing. And I'm gonna be very sappy, and it's all thanks to Big. Big started all of this, and we have all built it, but we couldn't have built it without Big laying that foundation. So thank you again, Big Scared. You are one of my greatest friends and homies. And I'm going to pass it on to the next person before I start ugly crying. So yay.
All right. If I could just jump in here. Sorry, sure. So I'm Alistair Jasu. I'm down here with the R's for now. Yeah, I'm not really gonna say too much here because it's like 2:30 in the morning and I'm not really coherent. But thank you so much for letting me be a part of this and have a role. I relate to a lot of what I've been hearing so far. Just really enjoyed the enthusiasm that everybody's had for this community and this event, and glad I could kind of help out with it. Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Schmumbler. I was not going to talk at first, but I've changed my mind now. Anyway, y'all are going to be sick of this by the end of everything, but I just want to say huge thank you again to everybody for raising as much as you all did. This is our first event, as everyone well knows, and we weren't really sure what to expect, and y'all's support just came bursting through, and it's huge. I do want to say I see a lot of people out in the chat that are not a part of our community, and your support is seen, heard, and felt. Much love to all of you. And just kind of as a personal note, I guess, going back to what T-Tree said with people being at various stages in their gender journey, I am kind of a baby gender myself. I don't really know what I am, and joining this community, hell, being part of the team of this community. I don't know how that happened. Don't tell them. It has definitely been a journey, and I feel like the one thing that I've really learned through all of it is that even the people that have accepted who they are long ago still have so many questions that are left for them, and being able to see where everybody is at and being able to examine myself in the context of all of these amazing people has been, I don't know where I would be without this. I have been online on Twitch for like 10 years now. I don't know, but definitely never really felt like I fit in anywhere, even among speedrunning, until I met my stream team, first of all, but I won't plug them here, don't worry about that. But secondly, with the Binary Breakers, and yeah, I just really don't know where I would be without this community, and if there is, as JPEG said, if anyone out there is looking into joining this community, please do.
Guess that makes it my turn. I just wanted to lead off by saying I cannot believe how much support came in for this. We had only $1,000 goal, and everybody, both within and outside the community, really came together and raised so much money, and it's all going towards such an important cause, and I cannot express in proper words how much I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for donating. I want to thank the social media team. Thank you so much for everything you do. No matter where we are, the meme team is the dream team. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. Everybody who sent in interstitials, the little shorts that you've been seeing in between the runs, those have been amazing. Those have been from many people in the community, and they've all been fantastic, and I've loved seeing them all day. Thank you so much for submitting those, and thank you to my serval for organizing all of it and getting everything put together in such a good way. It turned out great. Thank you so much, my serval. And again, this goes back to what others have said about it really takes a village to put on an event like this. When we first talked about putting this together, it really was, it felt like almost everybody, or pretty much everybody in the community said, hey, what can I do to help? And this ended up being probably the most inclusive event as far as our community is right now that I've ever seen for any community. And it's been so enriching to be a part of, and I feel blessed to be here with all of you. Which comes around to Big Scared, which when I was first really getting into speedrunning communities, I'd been following speedrunning for a long time, and I really started getting into the speedrunning community around the time that I came out as non-binary, like 4 years ago at this point, and started my gender journey. And I just never really found a place that really felt like home for me, as others have said here, as a primarily masculine presenting non-binary person. And as much as I love the other communities, there was no place that really felt like home for me until that day that Big, who I had known for a short time, who just, messaged me out of the blue and said, hey, I'm making a place for us. Sorry. And it meant a lot. I'll just say that much. Thank you so much, Big, for putting all of this together. And for all of you for being a part of it. I'm going to pass the torch.
So that it looks like I'm up. Hi, everybody. It's Tommy Twostone, head of community outreach. I just want to say I am absolutely amazed. All of this started months back, when me, Kasaki, and Big were having a conversation as I got into speedrunning, and I started understanding my non-binary journey, and I told Big during stream one day, I can't find any spaces that I would be comfortable joining because all the non-binary spaces are tied to fem spaces, and I'm a big bearded person. And a few days later, Big's like, "Hey, I'm making it happen. If nobody else is, we're gonna do it." Started putting it together, and it's been a rolling ball from there. I've been in the background helping set everything up, and just talking to people, trying my best to make people feel welcome. So thank you for making all of us feel welcome, and with that, I will toss it to the boss.
Y'all, you can't make me cry like this and then expect me to talk. As much as I would love to take all the credit for making this space, I, from the beginning, have been very clear about I can't do it alone. And Tommy, I told you I would not be able to do this if it weren't for you and other folks like you. I have too many people to thank, so rather than take up time on stream thanking everybody individually, I am going to blow everybody this kiss. If you consent to it, please grab it out of the air. Know that I appreciate you. 6 months ago, when we started Binary Breakers, I didn't have an expectation that we would even be doing events. I just wanted a space where people could feel comfortable and feel at home. And here we are in July, raising over $2,500 for our first marathon. And that's because of y'all. So thank you. This has exceeded my expectations in every way. I have never been more fulfilled than I have in the work in this space. And I appreciate every moment, the opportunity to learn and grow with you. And I feel like being on this journey together has made me a stronger leader and a greater friend to all of you. So thank you so much. With that, I'm gonna let our host take over and get us set up for our raid. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for joining us. If you are at all interested, please reach out. We would love to hear from you.
Okay. I am so incredibly honored to be here with all of y'all, like was said, and thank you, Big, for your amazing words. This does mean the end of our first marathon, and what an all-timer this was. $2,650 for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund. Y'all made this happen. Truly, truly incredible. And we have a special video to thank you all with.